This is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I just want to say in this critical hour that we, Black Americans, are here of this Western Hemisphere, anchored in the United States of America for a specific purpose. We are here to be witnesses to this empire. I said that in another video, but I want to expand on that. We were here before the empire even began. We were here on January 14th, 1784, when America officially became a nation. We were already here, enslaved. So we have carried the weight of this empire, and it has a compelling story. Somebody has to be witnesses to what happened, and somebody has to tell the story. There was a preacher named Reverend Billy Cowell who pastored a church in Memphis, Tennessee. He was the one that urged Dr. Martin Luther King to come to Memphis and lead a protest march in support of the black sanitation workers who were working under very unsafe conditions. Two of them had been killed because of the unsafe conditions, and they were not being paid a livable wage. So he was there to protest against the city of Memphis and the way they were treating the sanitation workers. That is why he was in Memphis when he got killed. Reverend Billy Cowell was on the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel that night when Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated. And years later, he wrote a book about the event. And he said that it troubled him because normally he would not be with Dr. King. He was a supporter of the SCLC and the work that Dr. King was doing, but normally he would not be with him when he showed up for a march or an event. But he was that night, and he said he prayed and asked the Lord, why? Why was I there on that particular night? And the Lord answered, to be a witness. There needs to be witnesses to these events. When we think about our Bible, our Holy Scriptures, and the people in the Bible, those were real people who interacted with God. But they had to tell the story. Somebody had to write the story of Job. Somebody had to write the story of Ruth, of Esther. Somebody had to record Jeremiah's words, Isaiah, Ezekiel. They had to be written by someone who was a witness to the events. And so it is with us. We are witnesses to these events to be told how God interacted with his people who were in dire straits in this great empire. So we are the ones, the people who were the victims of this empire. People say that we are playing the victim when we tell our story. So now we're at a point now where we're not supposed to even tell the story. We're not even supposed to tell what happened to our family members, our ancestors, without being accused of playing the victim. But the victims are the ones who have to tell the story. Jesus was victimized. His disciples and the apostles had to write his story, to tell what he said, to tell what happened to him. They were witnesses to the events. In the natural, and looking at us, Black Americans, with the naked eye, we are the bottom caste of this nation. We are the descendants of enslaved people. And when people really want to double down on it, they will refer to them as Black African slaves, trying to make it as bad and humiliating as they possibly can. We went through a tragedy like none the world has ever seen before, but we made it over. We made it through. Yet, we are still looked upon as the lowest on a totem pole, the last hired, the first fired, the discriminated against in all things to do with the empire. Nobody wants to be us. Nobody wants to identify with us because we are the least of these. But in the eyes of God and in the eyes of heaven, we are here to be witnesses, to write the story, to tell the story, and then to show what happens with people of God when they have been down at the bottom rung, when they have been the enslaved, when they have been the chattel, and yet we thrive, and yet we rise. And when he raises one of us, he does it in such a way that the world can't deny that we have been touched by the hand of God. And there's nothing they can do about it, and they can't take it away because they would if they could. And that's in everything that we do when we excel. But we are here for a purpose. We're not here to show off or to show out. We're not here to even prove anything. We're here to be witnesses to the events of this empire. And I believe that we should take this seriously. This is an important job that we have. And we only veer off course when we start trying to prove something or start trying to identify or assimilate into places that we don't have any business being in the first place. We have to stay on our course and stay on our job. And that job to be witnesses to the power of the true and living God. The 400 years of slavery was to prepare us for this present age because we are the one group of people in America that can actually speak truth to power. And the reason is because we put in the work. We put in the work. We've been good stewards and good citizens of this country. We are the most law abiding, regardless to what they say. We are the most law abiding, probably read the Bible more and attend church more than anybody else because of our desire and need to believe. Not because the churches are so good, not because the people at the church are so good, but because of our need to believe. There is a yearning in all our lives that only Jesus satisfies. And we continue to yearn that satisfaction in our lives. So, anyway, we're here to be witnesses, and we have to stay strong and keep the faith because we are here for a purpose, and that purpose will be revealed in the fullness of time. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up and have a good evening.